Peace, infinite waters diving deep once again. We are out here in the harder nature, baby. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, chillaxing. I got a question that came in. How can I stop social anxiety? Somebody doesn't want to have to hide in the toilet day after day. I've been there. I used to hide in the toilet too. Really annoying. 10 simple ways to stop social anxiety. I'm going to share with you what's helped me along my journey. Is that you? Are you really anxious around people? Maybe it's your next door neighbor. You're like, they got a better body than me. Oh no. They're richer than me. Look at their car. You're like, they're more popular than me. They even eat more strawberries than me. Not me. That's not true. Why? Because we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Oh yeah, after breakfast, guaranteed you're going to feel better. Now I'm going to share with you what's helped me along my journey deal with social anxiety. I can relate. I know what you're going through. I've been there. I've had panic attacks in the most awkward places. The toilet is one of them. Not a good feeling, but it happens. This is a reality. Social anxiety, a lot of us think, oh my gosh, it's so terrible. It's so bad. That's what I used to think until I realized, no, it's actually a friend. Your social anxiety is a friend. Why, Ralph? Because it's actually showing you what you need to work on to become your greatest version. Slow motion this side. So let's start with the first simple way to stop social anxiety. I get it. Everybody apparently has a better life than you. We have a perception of them, and that is why we have a lot of social anxiety. I'll give you an example. You say in your mind that they've got it all figured out. They are richer than me. They are happier than me. My life sucks. So of course, when you are around these people, you are going to have an inferiority complex. Short story. I'm in university a long time ago, and I'm working different jobs. And one of my jobs was I was actually in a retail store, and my job was to collect a lot of rubbish. Gosh, that's not that fun, Ralph. No, it wasn't. But it was a job. I had to pay my rent, goodness gracious. Right? So I had a lot of social anxiety doing that job because I was like, I don't want to do this. First of all, and when I would go past people picking up rubbish, I was always fascinated by what people would say. Some people were like, oh, thanks so much. Thank you so much. And some people were like, oh, it's that rubbish guy. You know how that made me feel? It was hard. But it's funny how the tables turn. Right now, they're like probably watching my videos anyway. Don't worry about it. We have a perception of them. And what helped me along my journey was to realize this. Everybody is probably about as anxious as you are. Okay, I used to be on the train thinking like all of these passengers are probably so calm. I am the only one with anxiety. No, they're shitting their pants too. You just can't see it. Don't even imagine that. Look, it works like this. I realize this secret. When you are calm, everything becomes calm around you. And when you are anxious, it's like everybody has anxiety around you. It's a stressful situation to be in. So, because we have spent most of our lives focusing outside of us, we have a lot of social anxiety because we never feel good enough. We feel worthless. So the second simple way to stop social anxiety that helped me along my journey was to stop focusing on them and to start focusing on me. Okay? Because if you assume that somebody is like this, chances are you are probably wrong. Assumptions make bad conclusions. So what helped me was to stop assuming and then just see people for what they are. But forget about that. Like, spend some time with yourself. Like, you're probably on your phone right now. Put it down. That's what I told myself. And sit with yourself for like 5 minutes. This is what a lot of us don't want to do. We don't want to sit with ourselves. Therefore, we have even more anxiety because we are uncomfortable with ourselves. I wrote a quote a long time ago. The human being is on the run from itself. Slow motion this side. Like, that's why we're always trying to get away from ourselves. We're always focusing on other people's lives. So when you start focusing on yourself, going on the journey within, you start to ask yourself, why am I so anxious? And it always comes down to this. I have an inferiority complex. I don't think I should be here right now, but I think they should. So why is that? So the more you realize that if you focus on yourself, if you can sit with yourself for like 5 minutes, okay, maybe 6, that's good. That means that when you are around other people, your social anxiety will subside because you feel comfortable in your skin. You feel quite good being yourself. And it feels great. Because there is always somebody richer than you out there. There is always somebody with more Instagram followers than you. There is always someone with probably, you think, a better fashion style than you. But guess what? There is nobody quite like you. And when you can embrace your uniqueness, you realize, why am I anxious? There is no need to be, because I am good enough to be here. Once you accept your own company, other people will have no choice to accept yours. Slow motion this side. Question for you. Where do you think anxiety comes from? Is it the mind or the body? Well, our subconscious mind is our body. And I started to realize, okay, sometimes I get invited to these parties and everybody's like really rich. And I realize it's because, once again, if I feel my body right now, my shoulders like this, I'm shallow breathing, my muscles are really tight because I'm like, okay, everybody is cooler than me. No, they're not. But everybody is more popular than me. No, they're not. Everybody is richer than me. No, they're not. I'm not talking about money here. I'm talking about inner wealth, baby. Right? You got to see yourself as a one-of-a-kind, amazing, luminous being. But you see, a lot of us don't have what I call the body check. Okay? The body check is where you start realizing, okay, ask yourself, how tense or relaxed are my muscles right now? Am I breathing deep from the base of my spine? Because the more you start to breathe deep from the base of your spine, you start changing yourself from the inside out. Once again, we have a lot of social anxiety because we are trying to live life from the outside in. Move more into your body, then you realize that as you become calmer, everything around you becomes more calmer. And then all of a sudden, you start imprinting your intention on the universe. You're like, my intention today is to become more calmer. And then all of a sudden, people just like turn into flipping fairies around you. Wow. But if you create a stressful environment within your body, if it's tense all the time, when you interact with other people, you now project onto them your tension, right? Because everybody you see is actually an extension of your thoughts. Can I get a hello there? Let me repeat that. Every single person you see is actually an extension of your thoughts. Let's talk about number 4, status anxiety. To stop social anxiety, you got to get rid of status anxiety. So, where do you work? Well, I'm actually unemployed. I don't have a job and no money's coming in. So, if you are around somebody who says, "Oh, I work in this company. I'm making this amount every single year. I have a great husband. I have a great wife." You're like, "What do I have?" Well, you got the cat down the road. Be grateful for once. Right? Status anxiety is huge. When it comes to social anxiety, we go to these events, we even meet strangers and we get into conversations. And most of the times we always ask somebody, "What do you do?" Like, that's just a general question. What do you do? And what I say right now is that I say, "Woo, I breathe in that good ass prana, baby." And they're like, "Oh, really? That's cool." Because you see, most people don't really care what you do. They're just so focused on doing what they're doing, right? So don't feel bad about saying you just breathe in air. Woo, right? Find a human bond, right? A human connection. But realize you have status anxiety because you've been competing your whole life for the A, for the top mark, for more and more and more. Bob Marley said the problem about making money is that the money never runs out, right? The numbers never run out, right? So it doesn't make a difference. My mentor told me a great secret that even people with millions of dollars, right? Eventually, if you see their lives as it progresses, it changes. Okay, so you don't want to envy people. And that's how social anxiety decreases. You got to be grateful for what you have. I'm like a billionaire. People don't really realize I'm like a trillionaire. I'm an infinite being, baby. Status anxiety problem? Say, "I am an infinite being." Like, you can't get higher than that. That's like ultimate status level. And then they should say, "I am also an infinite being." And then you just like say, "Great, you're best friends now." You find the common bond. The 5th simple way to stop social anxiety that's helped me along my journey is to realize this. Your social anxiety comes from a traumatic childhood experience, a memory. What happened to you? Nobody knows, right? That certain event that took place has made you socially anxious. A lot of people, like I was from a young age, like told, say, get up and read in front of other school children. And I was nervous because I didn't know what to say. Right? So every time I was always asked to read, I would feel very nervous. But wait a minute, Ralph, you talk every single day. How can you be nervous? Well, we'll come to that later. But growing up, I used to be, right? Until I found out this was actually my greatest strength. And I was born to do this. So if you think of a traumatic experience, a lot of people, they were forced to do things they didn't want to do. And that's why when they are around other people, they feel nervous, they feel shy, they become very introverted. Okay, so you got to actually realize that your social anxiety emanates from the desire to either get somewhere in the future or because you are trapped in your past. You have to identify that. You have to identify the triggers. Identify the triggers of your social anxiety. For me, it was because of my past. Sometimes I was reliving these past experiences. And that's why a lot of us, going on to number 6, the 6th simple way to stop social anxiety, is to pull yourself into the present moment. Because we are socially anxious because we're thinking about something which took place a while ago. or we're thinking about something that hasn't even taken place yet. It hasn't happened yet. Don't worry about it. We're going to print a t-shirt that says, it hasn't happened yet. Don't worry about it. Worrying is the biggest misuse of your imagination. So what's helped me along my journey is to become more present. I do this through meditation. Meditation is the act of absorbing yourself into the present moment 100%. Okay, and you can do this by just coming into nature. That's simple. Number 7, 7-day vegan challenge. I realize that I get very anxious when I don't have a delicious smoothie, when I'm not taking care of my body, when I'm not eating an alkaline diet. If I'm eating a very acidic diet, I get more anxious. And a lot of our social anxiety is because of what we're eating. We don't even realize the food connection with social anxiety. A lot of people, they drink a lot of caffeinated drinks, right? A lot of caffeine, a lot of stimulants they're taking. What are you taking, by the way? Right? That's why you're anxious. So I started to change my diet. I started to realize that leafy greens full of phytonutrients are probably some of the best foods you can eat to reduce your anxiety, because they actually detox the whole body. They cleanse the blood. Okay? They reduce the cortisol levels, which are the stress hormones, right? The stress hormones, they decrease. Okay? So food has everything to do with social anxiety. Grab a bowl of kale today. That will definitely keep the doctor away. And now you can actually talk to people without feeling so nervous. What's number 8? A lot of us, we have been fed anxiety from birth. That's why we have social anxiety. We've been told don't talk to strangers, right? Once again, that is why a lot of us are socially anxious, because we don't trust each other. Like, I don't know what you're going to do to me. I don't know either. Stay well away from me. Right? We get fed from the media. Right? They create stories which aren't true, and the world is painted like a very fearful place. Okay, so I had to even change what I was tuning into, because I realized you turn into whatever you tune into. And then my social anxiety was like, okay, this person isn't that scary. We can get along. We can do that. Only because I stopped feeding my fear, my anxiety, right? And I started to actually change what I was tuning into. I started to change even the music I was listening to, because it even plays a part to trigger social anxiety. Like if you listen to a lot of classical music or a lot of 432 hertz music, the natural sound of the universe, like I listen to this every single day, and I'm so calm a lot of the times. So when I see you, you're like, gosh, why is Ralph so chilled out? What are you listening to, Ralph, by the way? Right? Then I tell you, you're like, oh, I get it now. Right? But if you are listening to songs on the same frequency as your anxiety, they will only perpetuate your social anxiety. So change the frequency, and now you change how you feel. What's the 9th simple way to stop social anxiety? This is what's helped me along my journey. And it is screw anything that doesn't make you happy. Like, if we just followed that one rule, I'm pretty sure the world would be a better place. And I'm doing it, so the world is already a better place, right? When I say screw anything that doesn't make you happy, it's not to always just say I have to be happy, I have to be happy. No, you can also be sad if you want. But you see, a lot of us, every single day, you might go to a job which you know doesn't make you happy, you're only there for the money. That's what creates social anxiety, when you go against your own natural, organic, authentic state. You create a lot of resistance. Resistance creates the anxiety. Resistance makes stronger. So I started to realize I'm not going to do it if it is not in alignment with my true happiness. What if I told you we just came here to have fun and be happy? Through happiness, you can work on yourself at the same time, but you don't want to do that. You want to make life a torture chamber for yourself. That's why you have social anxiety, because you are working with people you really wouldn't want to spend a Sunday afternoon with. You don't have to do that. You don't have to put yourself through that kind of torture. Okay? So that's what helped me along my journey. Okay? And then we can talk about another simple way to stop social anxiety, which is to really surround yourself in more nature spaces. I find that I'm more socially anxious when I am in tight spaces with people, whether it's a train, whether it's a bus, whether it's in a car full of people I've never met before. How did I get to be in this car with random people? I have no idea. Nature calms you. We become like the energy we surround ourselves in most often. And have you ever gone on a retreat? You should go on one, right? Go to events, right? Meet like-minded people who you have what I call an area of interest. Like you can talk about eating lots of strawberries together, right? And all of a sudden, you can actually talk. We have a communication problem on the planet. That's why a lot of people have social anxiety, because they don't know how to communicate. So you want to find people you can actually talk to, which will actually help you overcome your social anxiety. And let's throw in a bonus, simple way to stop social anxiety. This is all about knowing this simple secret. A lot of our anxiety is created through separation. We have separated ourselves through race, through ideology, religion, nationality. All of this creates a lot of social anxiety. Why? Because it's built on hierarchy. My country is better than yours. My race is better than yours. So what helped me was to move out of that paradigm to say, I am good enough. Why? Because I'm an infinite being, baby. Feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? There. Then you just talk to anyone. Have a beautiful day. We're out here. Infinite waters. Diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace. You.